75:01. Introduction: to continue its own race. An organism, by the process of reproduction, produces offsprings like its own. Humans are sexually reproducing and viviparous. In sexual reproduction, the organisms produce male and female gametes which, on combining, develop into a new individual. The reproductive organs, sex organs, are of two types: primary, essential sex organs. These are the organs which form the gametes, testes in males and ovaries in females. The male gamete is spermatozoon, plural spermatozoa. The female gamete is ovum. These also produce hormones and considered as to be endocrine gland. Secondary, accessory sex organs. These organs form the passage for the gametes and help in the union of male and female. Gametes. In male, these include epididymis, vas deferens, seminal vesicles, prostate, bulbourethral glands, penis, etc. In female, these organs are fallopian tube, uterus, vagina, Bartholin gland, etc. Development of sex organ. During embryonic development, testis and ovary develop from mesoderm. They develop in abdominal cavity. At the time of birth, testes descend down into scrotal sac, but ovaries remain in abdominal cavity. O2. The male reproductive system. The male reproductive system is located in the pelvis region. It includes a pair of testes along with accessory ducts, glands, and the external genitalia. The male sex accessory ducts include tubuli recti, rete testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis, vas deferens, ejaculatory duct, and urethra. These ducts store and transport the sperms from the testis to the outside through urethra. Human reproduction. O2. NEAT. Biology, 76, www. Allen. In the male, accessory glands include paired seminal vesicles, a prostate, and paired bulbourethral glands. In man, one pair testes are the main or primary reproductive organ. Size 4 to 5 cm x 2 to 3 cm and oval in shape. Both testes are located in a small bag-like structure situated below and outside the abdominal cavity called as scrotum or scrotal sac. The temperature of scrotum is 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius lesser than body temperature, necessary for spermatogenesis. Internally, scrotum is lined by Darto's muscle. Darto's muscle helps in regulation of the temperature within the scrotum. During cold season, it becomes contracted, and during warm season, it becomes relaxed. Each testis is attached to the wall of scrotum through a group of flexible fibers, collectively called as gubernaculum or mesorchium. Each testis is attached to the wall of the abdominal cavity through a cord termed as the spermatic cord. Spermatic cord passes through the inguinal canal. Cremaster muscle helps in the elevation of testes. Contents of the spermatic cord are vas deferens, gonadal veins, gonadal arteries, nerves, and lymphatics. Scrotum is connected to the abdominal cavity through a passage termed as inguinal canal. Through this canal, the testes descend down into the scrotal sacs at the time of birth. When the testes does not descend to reach the scrotum but remain in abdominal cavity at the time of birth, this condition is called undescended testes or cryptorchidism. Such testes cannot develop and function properly and may develop malignancy. Ureter vas deferens epididymis. Vasa efferentia rete testis. Testicular lobules glands penis. Foreskin testis urethra bulbourethral. Gland prostate seminal vesicle. Urinary bladder ureter seminal vesicle. Urinary bladder vas deferens. Prostate penis urethra glands penis. Foreskin scrotum testis bulbourethral. Gland anus rectum ejaculatory duct. NCERT Fig. A diagrammatic sectional view of male Pelvis showing reproductive system. NCERT Fig. B. Diagrammatic view of male reproductive system. Part of testis is open to show inner details. Inguinal canal spermatic cord. Skin medial septum cremaster. Muscle dartos muscle gubernaculum. Testis. Human reproduction www. Allen. In 77, orchiopexy, when the undescended testes are brought into scrotal sac by surgical process during childhood, this process called as orchiopexy. NCERT question. Draw a labeled diagram of male reproductive system. A. Internal structure of testis. Testis is covered by dense covering which consist of 3 coats. Outermost is tunica vaginalis. Middle coat is tunica albuginea and innermost is tunica vasculosa. Tunica vaginalis has a parietal and visceral layer. It covers the whole testis except its posterior border from where the testicular vessels and nerves enter the testis. Tunica albuginea is a dense, white fibrous coat covering the testis all around. The posterior border tunica albuginea is thickened to form vertical septum called the mediastinum testis. Tunica vasculosa is the innermost vascular coat of the testis lining testicular lobules. Each testis has about 250 compartments called testicular lobule. Each testicular lobule has 1 to 3 seminiferous tubules, in which sperms are produced, hence it's called functional unit of testes. Total number of seminiferous tubules in each testis is about 750 to 1000. Seminiferous tubules join together at the apices of lobule to form straight tubules or tubuli recti. Here they form a network of tubules called as rete testis. Rete testis fuse to form 10 to 20 efferent ductule called as vasa efferentia or ductuli efferents. These ductules come out from upper dorsal, posterior, surface of testis and open into common tubules, which get highly coiled to form epididymis or ductus epididymis. This epididymis is responsible for functional maturation of sperm. Liberation of sperms from testes is called semination. B. Epididymis and vas deferens. Epididymis is responsible for functional maturation of sperm and can store sperms for up to 1 month. Epididymis has 3 parts. I. Caput epididymis, upper, highly coiled part, E. Corpus epididymis, middle part, E. Cauda epididymis basal, least coiled part. NEAT. Biology, 78, www. Allen. In vas deferens arise from cauda epididymis and enters inside the abdominal cavity from the scrotal sac. Terminal dilated part of vas deferens are called ampulla. The wall of epididymis and vas deferens is made up of 2 layers, outer circular muscle layer and inner epithelium. The sperms reach the abdomen due to the pulsations, contractions of the circular muscles. Vas deferens run upward and enter the abdominal cavity. Both vas deferens coil around the ureter of their respective sides and then dilate to form ampulla. Ampulla of vas deferens of each side receives the seminal vesicle of that side. The vas deferens now forms ejaculatory duct and opens into prostatic urethra. 1 pair of seminal vesicles are situated on dorsolateral side of urinary bladder. The urethra originates from the urinary bladder and extends through the penis to its external opening called urethral meatus. C. Accessory reproductive glands. The substances secreted by the accessory reproductive glands do not form gametes but help in reproduction. These are parietal tunica vaginalis, visceral tunica vaginalis, cavity tunica albuginea, testicular lobule, tunica vasculosa, seminiferous tubule, tubuli recti, rete testis, vasa efferentia, caput epididymis, corpus epididymis, cauda epididymis, vas deferens, urethra, ejaculatory duct, prostate gland. Testis ampulla seminal vesicle. Vas deferens Cooper's gland. Penile, urethral meatus urinary bladder. Epididymis. Human reproduction www. Allen. In, 79, 1. Seminal vesicle. Internally, it is lined by glandular epithelium which secretes seminal fluid. This is lubricating, transparent and jelly-like substance, which makes 60 to 70% part of semen. It is slightly alkaline. Fructose is found in seminal fluid, it acts as fuel to sperm. This fluid also contains fibrinogen, prostaglandins, etc. 2. Prostate gland. This gland is located below the urinary bladder. It is unpaired and made up of 5 lobes in man. Each lobe opens into prostatic urethra through many fine apertures. It secretes slightly alkaline prostatic fluid which is milky, thick, sticky or jelly-like. It makes about 30% part of semen and helps in sperm activation. The secretion of prostate gland has calcium, clotting enzyme, profibrinolysin, etc. 3. Cooper's gland. It is a pair of glands found on lateral sides of urethra. It is also called as bulbourethral gland. It is situated in membranous part of urethra and opens into penile urethra. It secretes transparent, slimy, jelly-like fluid. This destroys the acidity of the urethra and cleans it for the movement of sperms. It also helps in the lubrication of the penis. NCERT question: what are the major components of seminal plasma? ANS. Seminal plasma is the fluid in which sperm is ejaculated. Major components of seminal plasma are secretions from seminal vesicles, prostate and bulbourethral gland. It is rich in fructose and contains enzymes, citric acid, hormones like prostaglandins, calcium, and clotting proteins. Semen. Semen equals sperm plus accessory reproductive gland fluid volume equals 3 to 4 milliliters. pH equals 7. 3 normal sperm count 20 to 120 million per milliliter. Black small square oligospermia sperm count and less than 20 million per milliliter. Black small square azoospermia, either absence or near absence of sperms. Black small square asthenospermia, reduced motility of sperms in semen. Black small square teratospermia, sperms with abnormal morphology. Note: the human male ejaculates about 200 to 300 million sperms during a coitus, of which, for normal fertility, at least 60% sperms must have normal shape and size and at least 40% of them must show vigorous motility. NEAT. Biology, 80, www. Allen. In NCERT question: what are the major functions of male accessory ducts and glands? ANS. Male accessory ducts include rete testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis and vas deferens. These ducts store and transport sperms from the testis to the outside through urethra. The male accessory glands include paired seminal vesicles, a prostate and paired bulbourethral glands. Secretions of these glands constitute the seminal plasma, which is rich in fructose, calcium and certain enzymes. The secretions of bulbourethral glands also helps in the lubrication of the penis. D. Histology of seminiferous tubules. NCERT question: describe the structure of a seminiferous tubule. Outer surface of seminiferous tubules is composed of white fibrous connective tissues called as tunica propria, while inner surface is of cuboidal germinal epithelium. This epithelium is made up of spermatogenic cells which form sperm by spermatogenesis. Some columnar cells are found in between the layer of germinal epithelium called as Sertoli cells. These occur in mammals. Functions of Sertoli cells. O. Provide nutrition to germ cells. So they are also called as sustentacular or nurse cells. O. Phagocyte the injured or dead sperm cells. O. They are the basis of blood-testis barrier. O. Produce inhibin and anti-Mullerian hormone. OFSH acts on the Sertoli cells and stimulates secretion of some factors which help in the process of spermiogenesis. O. Produce androgen-binding protein, ABP, that concentrates testosterone. Interstitial cells, spermatogonia, spermatozoa, Sertoli cells, spermatozoa, spermatid, secondary spermatocyte, primary spermatocyte, Sertoli cells, spermatogonium, Fig. Diagrammatic sectional view of a seminiferous tubule. Human reproduction, www. Allen. In AT1, some endocrine cells are found between seminiferous tubules in intertubular space. These are called as interstitial or Leydig cells. These cells secrete androgens, testosterone. The testosterone from Leydig's cells enter the seminiferous tubules by diffusion under the effect of ABP and promotes spermatogenesis. Other immunologically competent cells are also present in the interstitial space. Penis. The penis is the male external genitalia and an erectile copulatory, intromittent organ of copulation, made up of special tissue, erectile tissue. Root of the penis contains a muscle called crura muscle. Body of penis. It is composed of 3 longitudinal cylindrical masses of erectile tissue. These masses are the right and left corpora cavernosa and a median corpus spongiosum. Sertoli cell tunica propria spermatozoa. Spermatid 2 degrees spermatocyte 1 degree spermatocyte. Spermatogonia B, Spermatogonia A. Blood vessels, Leydig cells, macrophage. Penile, urethral meatus, root of penis, shaft, crura muscle, blood sinusoids. Cavernosal artery, skin, corpora cavernosa. Corpus spongiosum, urethra profuse, foreskin. Glands. NEAT. Biology, 82, www. Allen. In the 2 corpora cavernosa do not reach the end of the penis. Each of them terminates under cover of the glans penis. The corpus spongiosum continues further, its terminal part is expanded to form a conical enlargement called the glans penis. Throughout its whole length it is traversed by the urethra. The glans penis is covered by a loose fold of skin called as profuse or foreskin. A special type of sebaceous gland is found on the profuse called propusial gland, which secretes oily secretion called smegma. Removal of profuse by surgery is called as circumcision. External opening of penis is called penile, urethral meatus. Erection of penis. Erection of penis is purely vascular phenomenon and is controlled by parasympathetic nervous system. It occurs due to increase of blood supply, due to dilation of penile arteries causing enlargement and hardening of penis. Ejaculation. Liberation of sperms from body of male is called ejaculation. Sympathetic nervous system is responsible for ejaculation. After ejaculation, penis becomes flaccid. 1. Which one is a primary sex organ? 1. Scrotum. 2. Penis. 3. Testis. 4. Prostate gland. BHR 279. 2. Which of the following is a secondary sex organ? 1. Testis. 2. Ovary. 3. Both. 1. And 2. 4. Vas deferens. BHR 283. In mammals, maturation of sperm take place at a temperature 1. Equal to that of body, 2. Higher than that of body, 3. Lower than that of body, 4. At any temperature. BHR 281. Beginners Box 1. The male reproductive system. Human reproduction. www. Allen. In AT3, 4. Partitions of testis develop from 1. Tunica albuginea, 2. Tunica vasculosa, 3. Tunica vaginalis, 4. Rete testis BHR 282-5. Vas deferens arises from 1. Cauda epididymis, 2. Caput epididymis, 3. Corpus epididymis, 4. Rete testis BHR 283-6. Testosterone is secreted by the 1. Leydig's cells, 2. Sertoli cells, 3. Spermatogonia, 4. All of these BHR 284-7. Which cells are found in between spermatogonia? 1. Germinal cells, 2. Sertoli cells, 3. Epithelial cells, 4. Lymphatic space BHR 285-8. Formation of sperms occurs in 1. Rete testis, 2. Seminiferous tubules, 3. Both 1 and 2, 4. Mediastinum testis BHR 286-9. Tunica vaginalis is found in 1. Ovaries of female, 2. Testis of male, 3. Vagina of female, 4. None BHR 287-10. The functional unit of testis of man is 1. Tunica albuginea, 2. Tunica vaginalis, 3. Seminiferous tubules, 4. Rete testis BHR 288-11. Middle layer that covers testis in male is 1. Parietal tunica vaginalis, 2. Visceral tunica vaginalis, 3. Tunica vasculosa, 4. Tunica albuginea BHR 289-12. Which is unpaired gland in male reproductive system of human? 1. Bartholin gland, 2. Seminal vesicle, 3. Prostate gland, 4. Cooper's gland BHR 290-13. Common duct formed by union of vas deferens and duct from seminal vesicle is 1. Urethra, 2. Tunica vasculosa, 3. Ejaculatory duct, 4. Spermatic duct BHR 291-14. Medical condition in which sperm count is less than 20 million per milliliter, is called 1. Oligospermia, 2. Azoospermia, 3. Asthenospermia, 4. Teratospermia BHR 292. NEAT. Biology, 84, www. Allen. In 03. Female reproductive system NCERT question. Draw a labeled diagram of female reproductive system. The female reproductive system consists of a pair of ovaries along with a pair of oviducts, uterus, cervix, vagina and the external genitalia located in pelvic region. These parts of the system along with a pair of the mammary glands are integrated structurally and functionally to support the processes of ovulation, fertilization, pregnancy, birth and child care. 1. A pair of ovaries is the main or primary sex organ of female reproductive system and produce the female gamete, ovum, and several steroidal hormones, ovarian hormones. 2. Both ovaries are located in abdominal cavity. 3. Each ovary is about 2 to 4 centimeters in length and is connected to the pelvic wall and uterus by ligaments. Each ovary is covered by a thin epithelium which encloses the ovarian stroma. The stroma is divided into 2 zones, a peripheral cortex and an inner medulla. 4. Female secondary sex organs are 1 pair fallopian tube, 1 uterus and 1 vagina and 1 pair Bartholin glands. 5. Each fallopian tube is about 10 to 12 cm long and extends from the periphery of each ovary to the uterus. Cervix, uterus, urinary bladder. Pubic symphyses, urethra, clitoris. Labia minora, labia majora, vaginal orifice. Vagina, fig. Diagrammatic sectional view of female pelvis. Showing reproductive system isthmus. Ampulla infundibulum fimbriae. Ovary, fallopian tube, uterine cavity. Fundus, body of uterus, 2/3. Road part, cervix, 1/3 road part. Endometrium, myometrium, perimetrium. Internal os, cervical canal, external os. Vagina, fig. Diagrammatic sectional view of the female reproductive system. Human reproduction, www. Allen. In 85, 6. The lateral end of fallopian tube, which closer to the ovary is funnel-shaped and called as infundibulum. 7. Its fimbriated and terminal end bears aperture called as abdominal ostium, which opens into peritoneal cavity. 8. Fimbriae help in collection of the ovum after ovulation. The part medial to the infundibulum is called ampulla. It is a thin-walled dilated part of tube. Fertilization takes place in the ampulla. 9. The part medial to ampulla is called isthmus. The most medial part of this tube situated in the uterus is called intramural or interstitial part of tube. 10. During ovulation, the ova are released in the peritoneal cavity. Due to this it is called coalomic egg. 11. The part medial to ampulla is called isthmus. The most medial part of this tube situated in the uterus is called intramural or interstitial part of tube. During ovulation, the ova are released in the peritoneal cavity. Due to this it is called coalomic egg. A. Uterus. Uterus is single and called womb. It is supported by ligaments attached to the pelvic wall. It is piriform, inverted pear shape. The upper expanded part is called as body or fundus, while lower cylindrical part is called as cervix. The cavity of cervix is called cervical canal, which along with vagina forms the birth canal. On internal surface of cervix, two types of constrictions are found which form the os cervix. Uterus communicates with the cervix through opening called internal os. O. The cervix communicates with the vagina through an opening called external os. The uterus open into a fibromuscular and non-glandular tube-like organ called vagina, female copulatory organ. Histology of uterus, I. Perimetrium. O. It is the outermost thin layer covering the uterus. E. Myometrium. O. It is the middle layer of thick smooth muscles. O. Longest smooth muscles of the body are found in the walls of uterus during pregnancy. E. Endometrium. O. It is the innermost and glandular layer. O. It undergoes cyclic changes during menstrual cycle. O. In the uterus, embryo gets attached to the endometrium. Note: the endometrium undergoes cyclical changes during menstrual cycle, while the myometrium exhibits strong contractions during delivery of baby. NEAT. Biology, 86, www. Allen. In B. Vulva. Vulva means external genitalia of female. It includes mons veneris, labia majora, labia minora, clitoris, hymen, vestibule and related perineum. Mons pubis. It is a cushion of fatty tissue or of subcutaneous connective tissue, lying in front of pubis and is covered by pubic hairs in adult female. Labia majora. Vulva is bounded on each side by the elevation and fleshy folds of skin and subcutaneous tissue. Its inner surface is hairless. Outer surface is covered by sebaceous gland, sweat gland and hair follicles. It is homologous with the scrotum in the male. Labia minora. They are two thin folds of skin present just within the labia majora. Lower portion of minora fuses across the midline and form a fold of skin called fourchette. Clitoris. It is a tiny finger-like structure which lies at the upper junction of the two labia minora above the urethral opening. It is made up of two erectile bodies, corpora cavernosa. The skin which covers the glands of clitoris is called clitoral hood or prepuce. Clitoris is a homologous to the penis in the male. At the terminal part of vagina,